Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video, I would like to show you an expansion to the Nanty Narking, The Rise of the Cthulhu. So this is an expansion to Nanty Narking, the core game. And this is a competitive, very cruel game where you're going to do a lot of negative things to your opponents, but the game is extremely fun and looks stunning with those amazing miniatures on the table. This is one of our first games ever when it comes to the board game, so I'm super excited that the game is going to be again very popular, especially that authors are going to bring Cthulhu to the board. So in the Nanty Narking, you're trying to win the game by fulfilling your secret objective. There's a deck of objectives, and each of the players needs to know those objectives as using your deduction skills and maybe just guessing. You need to control the situation on the board, just seeing what kind of actions your opponents are taking and try to stop them, and at the same time fulfilling your own goal. So this is Nanty Narking. In this video, I want to show you components and the general flow of the game. And if you are interested in this title, just check out the rest of this video. As you can see, Nanty Narking is on the table. Now, before I will go into the details when it comes to the expansion, I would like to introduce you to the base game. I will not tell you about all the base rules, but I just want to give you some context about this game in general. So in Nanty Narking, we have an England, a London, and each of the players were playing as one of the characters with their secret goal. And well, if you are achieving your goal at the start of your turn, you are the winner. So in this game, it's very important that each player is familiar with the goals of each of the secret identities, because this is the way how you can stop your opponents, and this is the way how you can guess or deduce what kinds of different mission, different character they are playing. So in a game, you're going to play cards, you're going to put your minions or your agents on the map, you're going to build the buildings, and well, controlling the situation on the map. This is one of the crucial parts of this game. So this is the base game in short. Now, what new we have in this expansion, The Rise of the Cthulhu? So first of all, this is a Cthulhu expansion using mythos of Cthulhu, and so I am very excited about this because mythos of Cthulhu were one of the this is that was basically our first game when it comes to the board games in general. I mean, it was Arkham Horror and Mansions of Madness. So I'm very excited that they decided to introduce Cthulhu to the Nanty Narking world. So what new we have here? So first of all, each character, each player is going to get one of the elder gods, Cthulhu, Shap-Niggurath or whatever, Yog-Sothoth and Hastur, and each of those comes with special skill that you can use once in your turn. So asymmetrical skills, and this is like your no, maybe not hero, but your elder god that you are playing as. This is the first new thing. Second new thing is this track on the left hand side. This is a doom track on which this token is going to move up. If it reaches 13th position, so the last position on the track, everybody loses the game. And this track also, this is like event track, something like that, because every time our disc moves onto the symbol of a crow, I think, on the track, new event is going to happen. And that was an issue of this original game, that those events were, well, random. Sometimes they appear, sometimes they did not. So I love that they introduced this track. Because of that, we have guaranteed that more events are going to happen during the game. Also on this track we have grenadiers. So every time again this disc enters the location with grenadier, those guys are going to appear on a map. They are going to, well, influence the location where they are standing, and where they are in general like obstacle for each of the players. Another new thing are those gigantic miniatures of another elder gods. Those miniatures are, well, I must say, amazing and gigantic, and I'm surprised that even if that's a prototype, those miniatures looks like, well, they are finished. It's not like they are just some kind of prototype created on a 3D printer, so it is just amazing. I love how they look like, and they are gigantic, and they look just stunning on the table. So we have 5 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 5. And I am going to tell you in a second what they can do. So here we have Satan. I never heard about this guy. And in here we have this exclusive. This is a Dagon. So you can get this during the campaign, which is, well, right now on a game fund. So here we have those monsters or another elder gods that each player can recruit, let's say, and treat them as their own agents, or as they are called in this expansion, minions. So let's go to the Dagon, for example. Dagon comes with, each of those cards comes with the health points of this elder god, and again some kind of skill that you can use when you are controlling the specific elder gods. So another skill that is unique, and each of them are completely asymmetrical, unique for each of the for each of the monsters. So again, another very cool element that is going to influence the game. Now, I said at the beginning that in the core game we had roles. In this expansion, well, it's hard to say that those are the roles, because in here we have those, how you call them? 7 deadly sins. So we have greed, pride, sloth, lust, envy, gluttony, and wrath. And those are those secret identities or those secret objectives that each each player is going to get. One, there's more than players, so you also need to, well, like, guess, or again use your deduction to try to guess which player is which of those are in play and which are not. So let's for example use pride. If you start your turn with enough buildings or with control of enough areas, you immediately win. And for 4 players, you need to have 3 buildings or control 4 areas. And in this game, you're going to kill each other. I mean, destroy those buildings. You can destroy. I constantly have agents in my head, minions of your opponents. So this situation on the map is going to shift quite dramatically. It's not so easy to fulfill your goals. Or maybe greed at the start of your turn. If you have enough net worth, money in your hand plus buildings, minus 12 per loan, you immediately win. So in general, you want to have a lot of money. And maybe gluttony. If you start your turn with agents in enough areas or with control of enough areas, you immediately win. For 4 players, it's 9 areas or control of 4 areas. So you have agents in 9 areas or you control 4 areas. So again, those two rules. At the start of your turn, if you have enough net worth, money in hand plus buildings, minus 12 per loan or control of enough areas, you immediately win. In game for 4 players, so what's in here? I think it's 46, or control of 4 areas. So different goals that each player is going to get 1. I already mentioned that you can control an area, so you are in control if you have more miniatures of your color in this specific area in short. So this is when you are controlling a specific part of the London. Another thing is that we have those agents, those minions, and the buildings. So in the core games, those agents also had some asymmetrical skills, and I want to show you those miniatures because they also look just amazing. So we have those, for example, 2, and this guy with this bag, but there's also this lady with a table. I mean, the dynamism of those miniatures is, after so many years, is still just very, very cool. There was also on this guy, oh yeah. There's, for example, this guy coming out from the manhole, I think this is the word for that. So very cool approach to the miniatures. They are very dynamic and each of them is completely different. And here we have a lady like this. So yeah, miniatures. Now, I mentioned the buildings. So those buildings, again, are asymmetrical. Each player can build their buildings. We have cards for those buildings, and 6 of them, if I'm not mistaken, yes. So it's 6 buildings, each of them completely different, again giving you another completely different skills. For example, factory, once per turn you can discard 1 card and take 2 from the bank, or once per turn you can place 1 of your minions in the area with your tenement. Or maybe once per turn you can pay £3 to place 1 of your minions in the area with your mansion or an adjacent area. So this is the mansion. So again, those are going to dramatically influence how you're going to play this game and what additional skills you can use and unlock during the game. In each of the areas, like districts of the London, there can only be 1 building. So it's very important. Those are very crucial part of the game. And well, you can lose them, for example, when some events happen. So I mentioned earlier about this Doom truck that is over here. And this Doom truck is going to, let's say, launch those events. Zeppelin crash, roll the die to see where it crashed, remove all pieces from the area. Or explosion, roll 1 die and remove any building in that area. Or fire, roll the die to see where it starts, continue rolling to see if it spreads. Or maybe earthquake, roll the die twice and remove any buildings in those areas. So a lot of negative effects that are going to influence the situation on a board. In the core game, they were, I would say, rather rare. And now we can be sure that they're going to appear a lot. So another element that adds some dynamics to this game. And again, I love it because we played this game a lot. And I see how this is going to influence the final product. And finally, we have also this deck of cards, which is like core of the game. You will also have those tokens for the money, obviously. That's it, money. So for the greed, it's a very important resource. And we have those decks of cards. Let's say we have purple and this gold, maybe. So the purple ones are going to the bottom of the deck, and on them you are going to put all yellow ones, and this is the ready deck for the game. So the game ends in 3 ways. When the Doom tracks when the token on the Doom track is at the end, so everybody loses. When one of the players at the start of their turn fulfill their goal, or when the deck of cards is depleted. So this is another way to finish the game, and then you are going to count points instead of just fulfilling your quest, let's say. And as I said, this is the heart of the game, because on those cards, and each of them is completely unique, on those cards we have all the actions that you can perform in your turn. So you're going to have at least 5 cards in your hand. And those symbols over here just tells you what different actions you can perform with this specific card. So sometimes maybe you will play only 1 card, but sometimes there is a specific symbol like this one that allows you to play another one. So you can build this chain of cards, and some players can play just 1 card, but some players can play even like 5 or something if they're lucky with their hand. And what different actions you can perform. So let's start with this easiest one. So when we have the symbol of a man in a cylinder, this is basically putting your piece on the board, I mean your minion on a board, or moving your minion around the board. Every time you add a minion on a board or to the district where there are already other minions, and there is no trouble marker, you need to add trouble marker. But if there was already a trouble marker in the specific district, you're taking it off. So every time you add a piece a minion to a district, you are adding a token if there was no one, and if there was a token, you need to remove it. And those tokens are also very important because, for example, those tokens allows you to perform assassinations. So thanks to those tokens, you can kill minions or agents of your opponents. So this is basically a movement or adding a new piece to the board. This scroll, let's say, just tells you that you can use this skill on the bottom, and you always need to perform actions from top to bottom, but you can decide which of them you want to perform. So you can decide that you're not going to use this one, but then you are going to use this one. And you cannot switch them, for example. So firstly this one, and then secondly this one. So this symbol, I already told you that this allows you to play another card. The skull, well, this is the assassination that I mentioned. So you can kill a minion of your opponent in a district where there is this trouble marker. This symbol of coins, well, you're just going to get 2 coins from the supply. When we have a symbol of the building, that means you can build a building, one of those that are still available to you, and only in a district where there is no building yet, and you have your own piece there. We also have this symbol of a brain, and this symbol is the only symbol that you always have to use, and this symbol is basically tells you that you need to move this token on this Doom track to use to start an event, or maybe put the grenadiers on a board. And what else? 5 points, some skills, earn 1 point, earn 1 pound for each minion in East End. Here we don't have any skills. Discard as many cards as you wish and take 2 pounds for each one discarded. In this game, you always, at the end of your turn, you always have to have 5 cards in your hand. So this is the way to get more money. And in here we have this symbol of Elder Sign, I think. And this symbol is used to get those gods that are already on the board. So you're just rolling the die. And if the result on a die is equal or less than the number on a Doom track, you can acquire this Elder God. If not, maybe if you rolled the higher number, you still can acquire this Elder God, but then you need to spend enough money to get them. So it's always an option, but in this not great scenario, you need to pay some money to recruit them. And in here, for example, the Fire Brigade, choose a player. If they do not pay you 5 pounds, then you can remove one of their buildings from the board. And Tonga, so in here we have Assassination and Summon. Charles Bates, take 2 pounds if possible from every other player, and so on and so on. I'm not going to go through all those cards. I just want to show you them quickly because they are very beautiful, and they add just a lot of this immersive aspect to this game. This hand is basically a reaction, so you can play this card as a reaction to actions of other player. Mostly those actions are stopping those negative effects that other players are trying to inflict on you. So this is the heart of the game, and you're going to play those cards. And the purple deck is, let's say, more powerful because in here we have more symbols and more powerful effects. Let's say build a building for half price, for example, or if you have a minion removed. You can place him in a different area. This is a reaction card. Roll a die twice and remove one agent of your choice from those areas, even if there is no trouble marker there. So this important marker that I mentioned earlier. So as you can see, this is a game of negative interaction. There's a lot of negative interaction and doing not cool things to your opponents. So if you are not into negative interaction, this can be quite hard for you. But the game is extremely fun. We played it a lot. Our box is quite damaged, to be honest, because we played it so many times. And I'm super excited that they are bringing this expansion to give this game second life, so the game may be on our table more often. Maybe the last thing I didn't mention, that on the map we have also those coins, those costs. Those are not used in expansion. Those are only used when you're playing the core game. So this is it. This is Nanty Narking, the Rise of the Cthulhu. I mean, those are the components from the core box. I believe that they are going to unlock a lot of more components during the campaign. So if you are into Nanty Narking or you like games with negative interaction, I think this is a must-have game. And this is it. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.